We love watching celebrities rise. The glitz, the glam, the millions. But what's more shocking and a little hard to believe is how fast it can all come crashing down. What if I told you some of your favorite stars, yes, those who graced magazine covers and sold out stadiums, once had it all and lost every cent? Let's dive into the raw, real stories of 10 famous faces who went from fortune to financial freefall. And trust me, number 1 is going to leave you speechless. 10. Aaron Carter, a child star's tough reality. Remember Aaron Carter, the younger brother of Backstreet Boys' Nick Carter, who had teen girls swooning in the early 2000s? He sold millions of albums before he even hit 18. But the fairy tale didn't last long. By 2013, Aaron had filed for bankruptcy. His debt was shocking, over $3.5 million, most of it owed to the IRS. He blamed bad financial advice and not understanding how taxes worked. Imagine being famous before you could legally vote, then spending your 20s unraveling the damage. He tried to bounce back with reality shows and new music, but his struggles remained public and painful. Sadly, Aaron passed away in 2022, leaving behind a legacy of talent and tragedy. 9. Lindsay Lohan, from Hollywood darling to court dates. There was a time Lindsay Lohan was untouchable. Mean Girls, iconic. Freaky Friday, a cult classic. But the party lifestyle caught up with her fast. Lohan's problems weren't just about addiction or legal issues, though those were huge. She faced enormous financial problems too. Between legal fees, rehab costs, and a declining career, money was tight. In fact, at one point, the IRS seized her bank accounts due to unpaid taxes. Oprah even stepped in to help her with a docuseries in hopes of sparking a comeback. Though she seems to be doing better now, married, living in Dubai, and even acting again, the fall from grace was dramatic and very public. 8. Nicolas Cage, a cautionary tale of overspending. Nicolas Cage might just be the king of weird financial choices. At one point, he had a $150 million fortune. He starred in National Treasure, Face Off, Leaving Las Vegas. The guy was everywhere. So what happened? Well, he bought some very questionable things. Dinosaur skulls, shrunken pygmy heads, a haunted mansion, multiple castles, and even a private island. Then came the unpaid taxes, over $6 million. He had to sell off homes and possessions to stay afloat. To this day, Cage is working non-stop, churning out films, not because he loves every role, but because he's still rebuilding. There's a strange respect in his hustle, just a little less dinosaur shopping this time. 7. Toni Braxton, bankrupt, twice. Toni Braxton has one of those voices you never forget. Unbreak My Heart was a global smash, but even mega talent doesn't protect you from financial disaster, especially not twice. Her first bankruptcy came in 1998. Despite her music selling millions, she blamed bad contracts and crazy spending. Just when it seemed like she was back on track, she filed again in 2010, this time due to health issues and canceled shows. It's hard not to feel for her. Even with Grammy wins and platinum records, she still faced financial ruin. But Toni? She's resilient. Today, she's taken control of her business, speaks openly about money, and continues to inspire. 6. Mike Tyson, the rise and rage of the ring. Mike Tyson earned over $400 million during his boxing career. Let that sink in. But by 2003, he was renounced bankrupt. So where did it all go? Luxury homes, cars, jewelry, Siberian tigers, yes, real ones, and a lifestyle that could drain a billionaire. Not to mention the legal fees, divorce settlements, and a prison sentence. It was a storm that swallowed his fortune, but Tyson is maybe one of the best comeback stories. He reinvented himself, acting, podcasting, even cannabis farming. Today, he's admired for his honesty about failure, trauma, and growth. From the ring to rock bottom, and now back to respect. 5. Pamela Anderson, fame isn't always fortune. Baywatch made Pamela Anderson a global icon. Her red swimsuit became a symbol of the 90s. But behind the scenes, her finances were far from lifeguard perfect. Anderson faced multiple tax liens and reportedly owed hundreds of thousands to contractors and the IRS. She admitted that she wasn't always paying attention to where her money went. Fame came fast, and so did spending. In recent years, she's taken a step back from Hollywood and moved to Canada. She's become more private, reflective, and even published a memoir. While she's not bankrupt, her money struggles were very real, and a reminder that being famous doesn't mean being rich forever. 4. MC Hammer, Can't Touch. Debt. You Can't Touch This was a massive hit. So was MC Hammer's fortune. At its peak, he was worth over $33 million. But by 1996, he was bankrupt. Hammer's downfall? Lavish spending. He had a 200-person staff, a 40,000 square foot mansion, and gave money away like it grew on trees. He genuinely tried to help people in his community, but it spiraled fast. The IRS, lawsuits, and unpaid bills came knocking. To his credit, MC Hammer didn't fade away. He became a preacher, a tech investor, and rebranded himself as a cautionary tale with a message. He turned the pain into purpose, and that's rare in the celebrity world. 3. Kim Basinger, When a Town Purchase Breaks the Bank. This one's wild. Oscar-winning actress Kim Basinger once bought an entire town, Brazelton, Georgia, for $20 million. The plan? Turn it into a tourist destination. But the project fell apart. The financial disaster forced her to declare bankruptcy in 1993. It didn't help that she backed out of a film, Boxing Helena, got sued, and had to pay over $8 million in damages. That combo was a knockout blow. Basinger eventually recovered with roles like LA Confidential, but the town-buying saga remains one of the most bizarre celebrity financial moves ever. A real-life Monopoly game gone wrong. 2. Wesley Snipes, The Taxman Cometh. Wesley Snipes had it all in the 90s: Blade, Demolition Man, and a cool, commanding screen presence. But off-screen, he made some very bad choices, especially with the IRS. Snipes tried to avoid paying taxes entirely for years. He fell into a scheme claiming he didn't legally owe taxes. Spoiler, he did. In 2008, he was convicted and served nearly 3 years in prison for tax evasion. He owed the $23.5 million worth in back taxes. Yes, you read that right. Since his release, he's been slowly rebuilding his career, even starring in Coming Second America. But the damage to his finances and reputation, it still lingers. 1. Michael Jackson, King of Pop, and Debt. You might be surprised to see Michael Jackson at number 1. After all, he was the King of Pop, right? But here's the truth. At the time of his death in 2009, Jackson was $400 to $500 million in debt. He made billions during his life, but his spending was otherworldly. The Neverland Ranch, exotic animals, rare art, theme park level attractions in his home. Then there were the lawsuits, settlements, and declining music sales. Jackson took out huge loans to sustain his lifestyle. He was even preparing for a massive comeback tour. This is it, to fix his finances. But tragically, he passed before it could happen. The strange part? After his death, his estate made a fortune, over $2 billion. But when he was alive, even the king wasn't safe from the money trap. It can happen to anyone. These stories aren't just gossip or cautionary tales. They're reminders that money doesn't equal happiness or security. Whether it's trusting the wrong people, trying to help too many, or living beyond their means, these stars show us how easy it is to lose it all, even when you seem to have everything. But here's the silver lining. Many of them bounce back, not just with money, but with perspective, purpose, and a whole lot more humility. And that's something money can't buy. If you found these stories as fascinating as I did, make sure to subscribe or follow for more real, raw, and riveting celebrity deep dives. You never know who's next to rise or fall. Stay curious, stay connected,